Inside my twisted world, where heroes will collide. Villains aren't the only evil, there are no fucking sides. Every match will test their stats, every loss and win are weighed. Any chance they thought they had could all end up in vain on Combo Breaker.
No matter how shitty the world around you gets, there's always one thing that can help you get through it. Diet Coke. Wait, what do you mean our sponsorship with Coke fell through? Shit! Well, I guess soda can help you get through it. Yeah, whether there's zombies trying to hunt you down and rip out chunks of your flesh, or you're on a mission to kill some white supremacists and save your daughter, well, actually, I guess some kick-ass guns would help with that as well, but mostly soda. Well, today's fighters are known for using their super OP sodas and big-ass array of guns to kick some ass and take some names. I'm, of course, talking about Booker DeWitt, the man on a mission from Bioshock Infinite, and Tank Dempsey, the American ass-kicker of Call of Duty Zombies. Bioshock Infinite, a game set in the distant future of 2019, after just a few years of Trump's presidency. Wait, it's not set after only a few years of Trump's presidency? Oh shit, well, let's talk about Booker's powers and arsenal then. The first and most basic tool in Booker's arsenal is his skyhook, a cool hook thing on his hand that's used to snap necks and break faces. It can also be used to move around on these rails in the air, but that's nowhere near as cool as breaking someone's face. He also carries some guns, like his broadsider, a standard retro pistol with a shit ton of bullets, and it's perfect for hitting targets far away, with pretty decent accuracy too. He also carries the F machine gun. Man, this has a whole 2 fucks over Doomguy's BFG, but besides the extra F-bomb power, it's a lightweight machine gun used to mow down enemies like a lawnmower on grass. With his China Broom shotgun, he can rip his opponents a new asshole up close, but at a farther range, you may as well not even try. It's pretty shitty at that kind of range. The Huntsman carbine, on the other hand, combines the horrifying power of a shotgun with the range and accuracy of a rifle, allowing him to leave bullet holes the size of bowling balls in his foes, no matter the distance, and it's also semi-auto, which means it can be fired quite quickly. The Founder's Volley essentially acts like Junkrat's grenade launcher as it launches bouncing, flaming explosives across the ground, causing major carnage. Sadly, it only holds a few shots, so he can't really use it very often. There's also the Vox Heater, which pulls a Torbjorn and fires a shotgun blast of scorching hot metal to incinerate and burn your foes. He also carries the Crank Gun, a glorious killing machine that fires stupidly fast. It's meant to kill pretty much everything in a general direction. Unfortunately, though, you need to crank it to fire, kind of like Roadhog's ultimate attack. There's also the Vox Repeater, which is a slower machine gun, and then there's the Barnstormer RPG, used to blow shit the fuck up. Then we have Booker's less murdery weaponry, like his bird's eye sniper rifle. A well-placed shot from this sucker can put someone down, but he does need to be patient to line up those shots. He also has the Paddywhacker hand cannon. That is a fucking stupid name. But other than the name being stupid, it acts kind of like the Noisy Cricket. It's a small gun with a big boom. But sadly, its ammo is also very limited. He also has the Box Hail and Burst guns, but they're just machine guns, so I don't really need to say very much on them. Now, unfortunately for Booker, unlike most game characters like Doomguy, who can tear through foes like butter with their huge arsenals, Booker can only carry 2 of these guns at a time. So he needs to plan and, have a good strategy on what's important to bring with him. He has super luck. He can always find a gun or ammo when he needs it. It just might not be the one he wants. But guns have flaws. Limited bullets. Yeah, sadly, limited bullets is a thing. This is why I prefer swords. You tell me the last time you saw Link reload his Master Sword. So, what do you do when you're all out of stuff to kill with? Well, that's where his sodas come in. I mean, Vigors. Yes, these Vigors change Booker's genetic code to give him cool superpowers, essentially making him X-Men. Except not Marvel, and without an elderly bald man to mentor him. And it's not a metaphor for races. I think we're off track. So Vigors, yeah. So as long as Booker has some, salts, which is kind of weird that you need salts to use sodas, he can use any one of these epic powers. Like the Possession Vigor that allows him to possess man or machine to fight on his side, and afterwards, when it wears off, the guy kills himself. Well, wow, that's actually pretty awful. What the hell? With the Devil's Kiss, he can throw fireballs like Mario and make traps of fiery death for someone to step on and then die a horrible death. Jeez, these are vicious. With the Murder of Crows, he can send out a group of ravenous crows to eat and rip apart his foes. Plus, they leave traps in their carcasses. What is up with these powers? These are awesome, and also really fucking brutal. And with the Shock Jockey power, Booker can launch out lightning from his hands to zap foes like Thor, or I guess more like Cole from Infamous. Plus, he can make electric traps, which is pretty cool. He can also use the Bucking Bronco to launch his enemies into the sky and leave them there where he can shoot them like fish in a barrel, or I guess birds being hung from the ceiling. He can also use Overthrow to grab and throw, or even bring in close his opponents with a Cthulhu tentacle made of water. And with Ram, he can ram into things. Wow, that's a boring power, especially considering the rest of his shit. With the Spartan's Rebound, it's a big middle finger to any foe, as it absorbs all incoming attacks and then launches them right back at him for a powerful damage attack. Unfortunately, it is one projectile rather than just a storm of shit, but hey, it's still pretty damn useful. He's actually quite powerful too. He can snap a person's neck and break their skulls in with his skyhook, he can easily kill armies of men with his guns, and he's torn through huge metal robot patriots, and so much more. He's quick enough to dodge gunfire, electricity, and even rocket launcher shots. Damn, that's fast as hell. Plus, Booker's durable as hell. He was durable enough to take multiple gunshots, survive a fall from above the clouds and into the ocean, and he was even quote-unquote baptized. Well, more like drowned. Plus, he's taken a few hits from the Songbird, a huge-ass metal bird. Man, this game is fucking insane. And don't think that Booker is some sort of rookie. He actually has experience in wars, like fighting in the battle for Wounded Knee, and after saving his daughter, he was actually ready for almost any threat. I mean, look at the shit he was up against. But Booker is far from perfect. He does obviously have his emotional baggage and problems, but more importantly, he is a man, and he can be killed. Plus, he has limited ammo, can only carry 2 guns at a time, and needs salts to power any of those mutant abilities I mentioned earlier. And without the salts, he can't use those vigors, which is that leaves him in a pretty shitty spot, to be totally honest. And I love Call of Duty. Well, the zombie mode anyway. Like, I honestly could play that game mode for hours. Well, only on certain maps, that is. Anyway, I've always found Tank to be one of the funniest characters out of the 4. But hey, we're not here to talk about his, personality. We're here to talk about what he's packing. He wields a combat knife for close-range stabs and a Bowie knife for more powerful stabs at close range. So, Tank Dempsey does have a wide array of guns, like his standard M1911 pistol used for shooting, his MP40 SMG used for shooting things even faster. He has a lot of guns. So, to save you time, I'm going to summarize his arsenal. He has pistols of the dual-wield, full-auto, semi-auto, and revolver variety. Hell, he even has a shotgun pistol. He carries several assault rifles, SMGs, and LMGs for mowing down hordes, each with different fire rates, accuracies, and damage outputs. And he also carries several shotguns, including pump-action shotguns like the Stakeout, semi-automatic shotguns like the Brecci, and even full-auto shotguns like the Haymaker. He has multiple sniper rifles ranging from semi-automatic to charge burst fires. Yeah, I bet you didn't expect that one. And of course, he has rocket and grenade launchers to blow shit the fuck up. And speaking of blowing shit up, he also carries grenades of the frag and sticky variety. He also has these toy cymbal monkeys with TNT on the side of them that he throws to distract the zombies, and then it goes boom and blows shit up. He also can get his hands on claymores and trip mines to set traps. But wait, he has even more special weapons in his arsenal in the form of wonder weapons. Like the ray gun. It may look like a toy, but this battery-powered blaster can shoot powerful laser shots that have great splash damage effects and hit not only the target you shot with it, but any poor bastard that's near him. He also has the Wunderwaffe, my personal favorite wonder weapon, that shoots out a powerful chain lightning effect that used to pretty much get multiple kills at once. But if he needs even more firepower, he can use the Thunder Gun, a huge-ass weapon that fires big sound waves to launch enemies into the air, killing them in the process. He also has the Winter's Howl, a powerful freeze ray used to freeze people in place. Who would have guessed? He also has the Gerst devices, where Tank can create a quote-unquote black hole to suck in his opponents, doing massive damage and possibly killing him. Plus, he can jump into this black hole to teleport himself to a random location. He can also use the Russian stacking dolls as a cluster bomb to kill everything in a huge radius. He also has a shrink ray that he can use to shrink his opponents to a small enough size that he can just kind of punt them and kill them with a kick. He also has the wave and zap gun that Tank can use to electrocute his foes, and the wave gun can be used to cook the foe from the inside out. Yeah. He has the QAD, which is a powerful random weapon that spawns zombies or does other things like gives Tank a new gun and so much more. He also has the Ray Gun Mark II as a 3-round burst version of the Ray Gun, and the Mark III, which is a dual-wield version of the Ray Gun that shoots not only ray gun blasts, but tiny black holes that can be activated with the ray gun shot. He also has a fire, ice, wind, and lightning staffs, as well as bow and arrows. Plus, Tank can make any of these weapons even stronger by pack-a-punching them. This increases all of their stats, making them lasers. He can also double pack-a-punch the weapons to add special effects, like firewalls, firework explosions, lightning, and he can even turn opponents against their allies, and once it wears off, they die. Yeah. Plus, his standard pistol turns into a dual-wield explosive pistol, which can do outrageous amounts of damage. But Tank can only carry 3 of these weapons at once. He can also carry a special grenade and standard grenade, as well as a special explosive like a claymore and trip mine, and his knife. But luckily, he can always pick up any of these weapons on the fly using wall buys or mystery boxes. Or hell, even his gobble gums. But wait, there's even more to talk about. Like his Perca-Colas that grant him power-ups. He has Juggernaut that increases his overall durability, Quick Revive that he can use to pick himself back up if he gets downed. He also has Speed Cola that gives him faster movement speed and quicker reload, Double Tap Root Beer that makes him shoot 2 shots at the price of 1 bullet, and with PhD Flopper he gains immunity to explosions and can even belly flop to create a huge blast around him. With Stamina Up, he gains increased stamina. With Deadshot Daiquiri, he gets an accuracy boost, helping him land more headshots. And with Mule Kick, he is allowed to carry a 3rd gun, and he can swap between his guns even faster. With Electric Cherry, he can shoot out a shock in all directions when reloading. And with Widow's Wine, anytime he's hit with a melee attack, the opponent is caught up with webbing and is slowed to a snail's pace. Plus, his normal grenades turn into webbing grenades that do exactly the same thing. But wait, Tank has another set of tools in the form of his Gobblegums. But to save time, I'll only list some of the more important ones. With In Plain Sight, Tank can turn invisible for a short period of time, and it can be used twice. He can use Anywhere But Here to teleport to a random location, sending out a small stun blast, and he can use this one twice. He can also spawn a minigun, an ammo refill, or even an insta-kill power-up, allowing him to one-shot weaker enemies. He can also instantly pack-punch any weapon he's holding, and with stock options, he fires from his stockpile of bullets rather than his clip, essentially giving him a bottomless clip until he's fully out of ammo. Alright, now on to Tank's feats. Tank is strong enough to bash in a fresh zombie's skull. He can tear through zombies with his guns, and in the later waves, his better guns can rip through zombies who can survive bazooka and grenade blast. Plus, he's killed a dragon, shot down a NASA rocket mid-launch, and with his Pack-a-Punch ray gun and Wunderwaffe, he's able to destroy the moon in just about 3 shots. Tank Dempsey is also fast enough to outrun hordes of zombies, and even hellhounds. Keep in mind, if we compare these to the fastest dogs alive being greyhounds, these bastards should be able to run at the speeds of 42 fucking miles per hour, and Tank Dempsey can outrun them. Hell, he's even dodged a bullet before. Now, Tank can take hits from zombies who can take grenade blasts and rocket blasts. He's also taken out other soldiers in battle. He can also take close-range explosions like they're nothing, but it does actually kind of stun him for a little bit. Plus, he can fight and take hits from the Templar, who can rip off people's heads. He's also taken hits from the Panzer, from the Panzer, who's like a super soldier, like mech zombie, and he survived dragon fire for a short period of time. Tank is highly trained and a former Marine Corporal who's fought in wars against hordes of the undead, and he spent years fighting for his life and perfecting his skill. Hell, he was skilled enough that he actually killed an alternate timeline version of himself. Yeah. The man also escaped a bamboo cage after being starved for 2 weeks and submerged in swamp water, and he was able to escape and get through the guards with only a bobby pin. But Tank isn't perfect. He does have limited ammo and uses of his Gobblegums, and he's known for swearing and making snide and funny comments, which can get him into some less than preferable situations. Alright, our combatants are set. Which one of today's badass soda-powered fighters will come out on top in a fight to the death? Dempsey is walking through a torn-down, destroyed city as he hears a cry for help from a young girl. Tank runs through the streets and sees Booker pointing a gun at a girl hugging a blood-soaked teddy bear. Booker then yells at the girl, asking what the hell she did to this place and what she did to Elizabeth. Tank then tells him to put the gun down or it's going to end very poorly. Booker shoots the girl in the head, causing her to fall to the ground bleeding. Tank draws his pistol and shoots at Booker, who rolls to the side and behind some cover. Tank pulls the pin on a grenade and throws it over to the cover where Booker is standing behind. Booker then puts away his shotgun and moves out of the way of the cover as he draws his handgun and starts shooting at Tank, who pulls out a Gobblegum and throws it in his mouth. Booker looks in confusion as Tank vanishes. Booker then looks around, but he can't seem to find him anywhere as he feels a knife go into his back. Tank then reappears as Booker swings around and hits him in the head with his skyhook, knocking him back. A blast goes off as Booker gets webbed up in some sort of spider web-like substance. Tank then laughs as he pulls out his thunder gun and fires at Booker, launching him into a nearby building. Booker gets up and rubs his head in pain as he hears the faint noise of cymbals crashing before hearing an evil voice yell out, "Let's be friends!" Booker then turns around to see a toy monkey that explodes, causing the room to fill with smoke. Booker costs him some smoke as a small black hole opens and Tank jumps out. Booker then launches a fireball that hits him and explodes on contact. Tank yells out in pain as Booker summons a water tentacle that launches towards Tank, pulling him in close, where Booker fires his China Broom shotgun into Tank, launching him back. Tank pulls out a ray gun in one hand and the winch's Howl in the other as he starts unloading towards Booker, who stops the barrage mid-air and condenses it into a single ball of energy as he fires it back at Tank. The shot hits Tank in the chest, launching him through the wall and out of the building. As Tank lands, Booker runs over the hole and grabs his sniper rifle and zooms in on Tank, who vanishes before Booker can fire. Booker sees a small object fly through the hole in the building that expands into a small horde of zombies. Booker then jumps out of the hole of the building and grabs onto the rails as he rides him to the ground. Tank pops a new gum into his mouth as a minigun appears in his hand. He then yells out, "Yeah, more shit to kill with!" Booker looks over at Tank, who starts to fire his minigun at Booker, who activates his bucking Bronco, launching Tank into the air. Tank tries to aim at Booker, who launches a murder of crows at Tank. The crows knock the gun from Tank's hand and swarm around him, ripping off chunks of his flesh, causing off blasts of webs to go off, killing off the crows. Tank reaches for his ray gun, but Booker grabs his hand cannon and blows Tank's head off of his mangled body. Booker then walks away. So first off, I need to give a huge ass thanks to the Great Demon for the Booker research. He was a huge help, and honestly, I don't think I would have been able to do this episode nearly as soon as I would have without his help. Alright, so our winner is Booker DeWitt, and oh my goodness, this fight was so fucking close. For one, when it came to strength and durability, both Booker and Tank could easily bash in skulls and snap necks, and both had weapons capable of destroying buildings and other crazy things. But this is where we came to a divide. See, Booker boasted a far more impressive durability feat as he survived that fall from above the clouds into the ocean. Tank had a far stronger weapon feat as well. With his best two weapons, he was able to destroy the fucking moon. So what about speed? Well, Tank can outrun super zombie dogs who can run at least 42 miles per hour, and he's dodged bullets before, but Booker was far more impressive. See, Booker has dodged gunfire from all matters of guns, and he's even dodged missiles and electricity before. So yeah, Booker does take speed. But this match really is determined by who had the superior arsenal, and who had the better chance of landing that critical and fatal attack first. Well, this is truly a tough one to pick apart. See, Booker and Tank could both instantly win the fight by possessing the other, as Booker could use his possession figure to, take control of Tank and have him kill himself, and Tank could use his turned weapons to make Booker his slave until he ultimately died. Problem is, Tank's was done through a gun, Booker's was done through his vigor. So while Tank definitely had more bullets to work with to have this work, it's only a certain amount of, there's like a chance that it works. See, the way the double pack punch perks work is there is a percentage that the ability will activate. So yes, all those bullets have a chance to, but it's a matter of A, if he can hit Booker, who's dodged bullets multiple times before, or if he can even, to get the chance. Like, if the bullet hits him, it's still a chance that it'll turn him. Booker, on the other hand, has his possession vigor, which he's more likely to land since, Dempsey's best dodging feat was dodging a bullet a few times. Now, Tank does have his pack-a-punch Wunderwaffe and ray gun that can destroy the moon, and those 100% could one-shot Booker. But he could dodge these attacks as he's dodged electricity and missiles before, so this should be nothing new for him. He also has his Spartan's vigor, which basically allows him to reflect this back at Tank, and that could easily one-shot Tank as well. And while Tank's arsenal is far more expansive and unpredictable, a lot of it can be dealt with through Booker's vigors and superior, speed. And actually, here's where the sad thing comes in. Tank, while having an ungodly arsenal, a lot of his gobblegums specify that they only work specifically on zombies. So a lot of them won't work on Booker, including Tank's insta-kill power-ups, especially since Booker is far more durable than the zombies he's fought, and the things like the nuke say they only work on zombies. Booker's not a zombie. So there are a lot of them that will not work on Booker. Plus, Booker's vigors are far more useful than Tank's Perca-Colas. Yeah, Tank's were mostly stat boosters, but Booker's vigors were versatile and useful. Now, I will give you Tank's Widow's Wine will discourage Booker from using a skyhook, but Booker isn't known for melee combat, and neither is Tank. If you look at their little cinematics we see, which I put up in the corner during their pre-analysis, there's a part where Tank is up close to these zombies and he still decides to use his hand cannon. There's also a scene where where Booker is up close to a giant robot guy, and instead of bashing him in with the skyhook, he grabs a gun and shoots him. So they're not very known for their melee combat. While they can do it, it's not their first choice. Yeah, Tank may have a crazy arsenal to keep Booker on his toes, like the Gersh devices, freeze rays, ray guns. It's not like Booker doesn't deal with crazy shit daily. I mean, the same could be said for Tank, but Booker's vigors are far more unpredictable to Tank than Tank's special weapons are to Booker. Plus, both being war veterans, they would know how to deal with one another, but Tank is far closer to your standard soldier than Booker is, so Booker should have an easier time dealing with Tank. So with superior speed, better X-Factors and powers, and more ways to deal with and take down Tank, Booker should be the one to win this more times than not. But again, this match was stupidly close. Looks like Booker answered the call of duty, and Bioshockingly took Tank to the grave. Oh, fucking triple pun. I don't even feel bad about that one. Our winner is Booker DeWitt. Next time on Combo Breaker.
Don't you know, you're my
I know, I've been announcing a lot of these like free-for-alls and four-person battles. I'm finally gonna do one of them. Are you ready for the Dark free-for-all? Dark Link versus Dark Pit versus Negascott versus motherfucking Mad Jack. Get hyped! First of all, let me thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this to any friends you know who like versus debates. And, tell me what you think of the next match. Give me your predictions, maybe suggest matches in the comments, and they might happen.